Right, welcome back and to our second segment, and we have with us to highlight the issue Dr. Nabil Mawla, strategic planning expert and projects professor. Thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Thanks for you and your audience. It's a pleasure being with you and your audience.
The pleasure is all ours. And President Sisi has stressed that ongoing global developments and challenges require Arab world to accelerate towards achieving Arab economic integration and activating the joint Arab works. These were the exact words of the President delivered by the Minister of Manpower Hassan Shahata to the 48th session of the Arab Labour Conference. You reading?
Will I read it?
No, you're reading to the statement.
My reading is we are in a very important moment. We are in a crucial stage and phase in our lives in the Arab world. So let's get together, let's work together, let's rise up together. This is exactly what I've got the result from the speech of President Al-Sisi, which has been
delivered by the
Labour Minister.
Yes, indeed, indeed. The President has been keen to stress on the Egyptian government's role in supporting the Arab national interests and trying to find stability in the region. How far do you think that stability reflected, or the stability that Egypt has been working on, has reflected on the Arab economies and on Egypt's economy also?
Talking about economies and projects and investments or foreign direct investments, when we talk about it worldwide or even in local affairs, that takes us to one important factor, actually, when I would like, as an investor, to take a decision anywhere or in any country, if I'm going to invest or not, is the risk factor and the political factor. What have been done by President Al-Sisi, which he has been stressing for the Egyptian government for trying to moving toward the stability of the country and stability of the cooperation with the Arab world and different Arab worlds. It's getting better and better, I think, but it's very hard. They are facing very hard times due to the problems and due to the issues which the Arab governments themselves should keep in mind to take care with the Egyptian government and with all of them together. But I think if we thought about it currently, nowadays, comparing to 4 or 5 years ago, we are getting more stability in the relationships. We're getting a bit closer with each other, and there's no way except for getting together and integrating with each other with all resources we can have, political, economic, financial, whatever it is.
On all spheres. Let's speak economy.
Let's speak economy.
So, Egypt has been working on creating a kind of conducive atmosphere and environment for attracting investments. And particularly the investment sector makes the Arab countries look forward for more cooperation. This climate atmosphere, how do you view that? How do you view Egypt's efforts in working to attract more Arab and foreign direct investments to Egypt? And how would that need more kind of coordination and collaboration with Arab countries?
Good. This will take us to a pre-definition for the integration first. There are two types of integration: the economical integration. For defining, the definition number one is a kind of cooperation or cooperating and coordinating between two countries on a complementary basis with no prejudice for the sovereignty of each state. And the second definition, which is more like Europe, Western Europe, which is the cooperation between different countries and interrelation states for development and for whatever it takes for reaching to the full integration, and that would affect the prejudice for the sovereignty. This is exactly what we should be working on with the Arab states. If we talk about the Arab states and Egypt, you will find that the Arab world and the Arab land, the Arab states have very rich resources from, they are the richest in gas and oil, they are the richest in lands, they are the richest in water. So different resources are available in the Arab world in addition to the land itself. With the type of investment and the volume of investment which Arab world are having, either they are investing in USA or investing in Europe, and which they are investing in inter or between the Arab states themselves. So we should be working on that increasing the investment for between the Arab states and the Arab world for rising up together.
Yes, indeed, the Arab world at large is really very rich with all the resources it has. Not the water very much indeed, but
this is relatively yes. If you compare to other territories or other areas with the total amount of water, you will find it comparatively, yes.
We have lots of deserts, by the way, in the Arab world.
You're right. But still, there is
and we don't have the very sufficient rivers in order to fulfill and satisfy all the needs. So
that's correct. But what I meant is, when you talk about 375 million cubic meter in water, and you are using only 120 or 120 something million cubic water, that means there is still a waste in water. This is
we're
what I meant.
speaking here about the whole Arab world.
Yeah, right.
This is not exactly our topic, but definitely water has lots and lots to be said in, because water scarcity is something that we are in the whole Arab world working on in this upcoming stage for different reasons. But turning back to Arab collaboration and cooperation, and the Gulf. The Gulf has been one of the most countries supporting Egypt for two reasons. One, of course, because of the pivotal role Egypt is playing in the region, but also because of what we can call a win-win situation, or what will the benefits that they will get in return in the future. And here I'm speaking about economy. How do you view that, and how do you view how the Arab world supported Egypt and this kind of win-win situation we're speaking about?
Actually, when the Arab world starts to invest in Egypt, whatever investment they will be doing and increasing in the Egyptian market, it will reflect somehow, directly or indirectly, on the Arab economy later on. Egypt is having and experiencing and enjoying a kind of resources, natural resources and raw material and so on, and labor market also, labor force I mean. So whatever, and the stability which has existed for a while and will be the same way for the future in a while also. So whatever investment will be done, will be in the market here, industrial, touristic, agriculture, in any type of investment, communication, telecommunication, electricity, whatever it is, it will be reflected in a way or another, directly or indirectly, in the very near future. Either in form of maximizing their profits from the investment itself, or in terms of increasing the services from Egypt to the Arab world itself, or reinvesting and redistribution for the investment, for the type of industry they will be investing right here, which will be reflected at the end of the day for the peoples of the Arab world or Arab states, and for the wealth of the Arab states and type of investment itself.
You pinpointed your finger on something very important, of how the Arab world is filled with natural resources. And each country has its own natural
That's
resources.
correct.
In light of the challenges that is occurring globally, we're not speaking about one country that is suffering, we're speaking about global crises that are occurring, a war that is taking place, devastating and destructive natural crises are taking place. How do you view how the Arab worlds can really cooperate and collaborate in a way or in an integrated way to fulfill first their needs and confront those challenges?
Talking about the Arab world or the Arab states, for import and export, import, that means the needs of the Arab world are importing from different territories. Export, that means the excess of the production of the Arab world to the outside world. When we talk about the integration using the natural resources which is existed in different countries and different areas in the Arab states and Arab world, that means when you integrate, you start to collaborate with each other. The Arab states start to collaborate with each other for defining which strategic items, which strategic commodities can be done, using which investment from which country, in which land, in which area, in which country. So that type of integration, when we know exactly where the natural resources will be used and where, what kind of investment will be done from where, and so on, that means it will come at the end of the day, whatever, likewise for what's happening right now from the Russian-Ukrainian war. It's soaring for the whole world. Power, energy, you are one of the richest, if not the richest area in the Arab world. You need strategic commodities. You need other commodities, other products. So when you talk about investment, that means you can start strategically talking and communicating and approaching the producer countries, or those countries which you are producing right now in, or using or investing over there, to attract them and try to create the best environment for the investment itself, which is already, this is a fact right now. In Egypt, for example, you have created the infrastructure required for roads, for communication, for transparency, even for floating the local currency, Egyptian pounds, and so on, for having the real value for it.
Monetary policies and legislation.
That's correct. So this is a part of what's Egypt really doing, which has not been done before. Yes, we are all suffering. Yes, we are all having problems with the economy worldwide, not only Egypt, yes. But this is fact, if the Arab world has faced and started to really work on that, for cooperating and collaborating and coordinating with each other, using the best factors, best resources for each country, a country which can invest and have finance, they should do their role. the country which has natural resources, so it can be used, and so on. If we reach it to that point, that means we will somehow, in a way or another, will be depending on the Arab world much more than the other world. So the effect of what's happening worldwide, you will be affected with it, yes, but it will be in a better way.
If I may here raise a question, I guess that lots of Arab nations would really ask this question. We have the money because some of the Arab countries are very rich. We have areas for industrial areas, agricultural areas, and all this. We have the resources, and we have the manpower. Why do some of the Arabs invest outside when they have everything inside the Arab world? What do we lack? What do we need to work on in order to be able to really make a kind of Arab-Arab integration or Arab-Arab investments that would really put us on the right track to take our real leading position?
Good. This is a very important and crucial question, actually. And I believe as long as we are talking about integration, that means this is the right time, and that would be exactly the explanation and clarification of the President Al-Sisi, which if we've been through, this is exactly what has been said, the answer of the question, what has been said in that speech. We got obstacles. The Arab world has obstacles. It's not today, it's not from today, it's from previous time.
Previous years, yes.
Previous years, from very, very, very long time. If we've been through the obstacles, we can talk about economic reasons. We can say in economic reasons the dominance of the first type of mood production over the Arab economies and the small share of manufacture or final industries that depend on the added value of the product and the disparity in the prices of imports or production among the Arab countries that are members of the agreement. This is one of the obstacles. The second is political reasons. All considerations, fear of encroachment and prejudice of the sovereignty. Each state would like to stick to the sovereignty for themselves, and they want to be sharing or giving up a part of.
But we're not speaking about any kind of attacking the sovereignty of any country, or even that any country would really react over the sovereignty of another. We're speaking about sharing.
That's correct. That's correct.
Investments.
That's correct. This is one of the obstacles which the integration would face. When we talk about integration, about two people, two apartments living by each other, beside each other, so we can talk about knocking the door and getting the door because I approved, or the guest can move from one apartment to another apartment because he has been given approval to enter the first one. If we are talking about the Arab states and integration, exactly like what happened in the Western Europe, when you get, for example, when they started, when you get a Schengen visa, so you can move freely at the time, maybe later on, according to different situations and different factors and different political situations somehow and different actions, they have redefined the flow of movement or the free of movement between each country and another, but still it's free. You're free to move by definite or specific restrictions. This is exactly what we are talking about here. We are talking about the Arab states, how they will sit together to try to find a way
So in few words, can we say that we have to work on inter-Arab relations,
That's correct.
put aside our
That's
differences,
correct.
and go ahead with our interests for
Definitely
order,
yes.
for a better
Definitely
future
yes.
for us and for
That's
our
correct.
generations to
Right.
come.
Right.
Unfortunately, my time is out and I have to leave it here. Of course, this is a wish by all the Arab nations together for that to happen. Dr. Nabil Abdel Mawla, strategic planning expert and project professor, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks a lot being with you and your audience. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you very
much.
much. Thank you.
Dear viewers, many thanks for watching. Again, tomorrow would be another important debate with another colleague. Good night.